Georgia's Beginnings by Sophia Ramirez. Indigenous people were the first people who lived in what is now Georgia. While the indigenous people were living in present-day Georgia, there was a man in England named James Oglethorpe. He wanted poor people to have new opportunities and better lives. He wanted to help them by starting a colony in the New World. King George II agreed for James Oglethorpe to start the colony. This colony would be different because it'd be ran by trustees. The king supported this idea because it offered wealth for the king and protection for the South Carolina colony. James Oglethorpe met one of the Indian American indigenous people. Instead of fighting, they became friends. Tomochichi allowed James and the English to settle in Yamacraw Bluff, hoping to eventually become allies and trading partners. But Mary Musgrove comes from a family where one parent is indigenous and the other is English, so she spoke languages of both the cultures. This helped her translate for James and Tomochichi, and they all become friends. Salzburgers were kicked out of Austria because of their religion. They immigrated to Georgia. The Highland Scots were sent to help the English and natives of Georgia's colony. Highland Scots were known as the best fighters in the world. The Highland Scots helped in the Battle of the Bloody Marsh. Defense was one of the most successful in Georgia's colony. Jewish immigrants were allowed to stay in Georgia because they had one doctor. Anti-Semitism was very practiced. Trustees had three main rules that people were unhappy about: the ban on slavery, the ban on alcohol or rum, and the limits on land ownership. The Malkinites wanted a change for these rules. Rice crops were the main crops that Georgia's colony focused on producing. Silk, indigo, and rice were the most successful, and most of these crops were used in the economic practice of mercantilism. The end.